Imagine a foreign government paying you to come into their country and practice dentistry, doing what you love. Well, if you've ever wanted to go to Hong Kong, now is the time because they need us there. And then Kevin and I talk about gift giving for bosses and how one lady said, enough. I don't want to give a gift. It's not worth it. And honestly, I think Kevin and I kind of agree with her, but you got to hear the discussion. See you in there. And we are back with another episode of Chew on This. K Dog, what's up?
You hit the pause there. That fooled me for a minute. You hit the pause. You're always thinking of something new, Teresa. I gotta watch you.
I threw off your timing. I'm very, very
You did.
sorry. So,
I kind of got a crick
oh,
in my neck
goodness.
instead of bobbing there. So I tell you.
I know. On the audio only podcast, you guys miss like all the bobbing and weaving that we do. We're like literally boxers, right? So, sorry. I think, did you watch the Mike Tyson Jake Paul
I was,
fight?
I was going to say we're getting as much many punches landed as Jake Paul and Mike Tyson did, right? I mean, just saying.
What a weird fight, right? Young dude beating up on old dude. And old dude in his prime would have absolutely destroyed young dude. So it's like,
I wanted to see old dude in his prime come out just once there. I really did,
I
But
just wanted one haymaker, just one, right? Like just landed on the chin. But, all right, now that we've eliminated all our violence hating people, so let's just move on.
do that.
So, dear listeners, we've got some stuff for you today. So we're going overseas. We need our passport again, right?
Love it. Absolutely. Are you
All right.
Are we going overseas with you or me first? Who would you like to?
I think we should go overseas with you.
Oh, well, then get on the bus or the plane or whatever. And here we go. So let's go to Hong Kong. How about that?
Okay.
I love
Nice,
Hong Kong.
nice.
Big Hong
My
Kong.
people.
Big
I
Hong
mean,
Kong.
not Hong Kongian.
See,
Is that
if
even
I would have said that, there would have been trouble. But I'm just
right?
saying.
But my Asian people. So, all right. So, what are my Asians up to?
So you're Asians. They're in beautiful Hong Kong, which, by the way, seriously, a big fan of Hong Kong. If you're a dentist and you're looking for a change of scenery, may I suggest to you Hong Kong? Because whenever the new year kicked off, January 1st, guess what, Teresa? They are
What?
going to allow dentists from overseas to come in for the first time and work as dentists in Hong Kong.
Seriously?
This is big. So if you are, and I'm just reading from the story that we will have linked, there is called the New Registration Pathway. It's available to non-locally trained dentists selected for full-time employment in specified institutions, such as the University of Hong Kong or the Prince Philip Dental Hospital. So you
Okay.
can't open up your own practice in Hong Kong. It's not like you're going to be able to go from Beverly Hills to Hong Kong. But if you'd like to live in Hong Kong, work over there, all you have to be is an overseas dentist who's worked for a specified institution for at least 5 years and had satisfactory service, and they will look at making that transfer and giving you the license you need to be in Hong Kong. And why are they doing this, Teresa?
Not
Well,
enough dentists?
exactly right. Rising demand, not enough
Ah.
dentists. It's not just America, folks. It's all over the place that we are trying to find people to work in dental practices. So Hong Kong is loosening up some of their regulations in order to hopefully lure some people in and keep up the high
Wow.
level of dentistry over there.
So, if you don't want to deal with insurance, if you don't want to deal with the American consumer,
Yeah.
I mean, we have a bad reputation, right?
Yeah.
Then you just hightail it over to Hong Kong. It's going to be beautiful. The people are generally very nice, from what I hear, and the people I know that are the Thai people I know. And the cost of living, I'm going to guess, is cheaper than America. I don't know. I'm going to guess.
That's a great question. I should have looked that up before we talked. I remember because I was over there like 20 some years ago. So it's been a while. Okay.
Okay.
But I
Yep.
remember even being there. I was there for a dental meeting. And
Mhm.
one of the things that they said is that aesthetics are very important in Hong Kong. And
Yeah.
so I'm thinking if you're a dentist that loves creating beautiful smiles, needs a little change of scenery, absolutely. This may be a spot for you.
It's a huge city. You can get your big city vibe. I'm going to guess it's going to be attractive to a lot of people. If you're a single dentist, like have some fun, right? Get over there. But if you've got a family, it is going to be a culture shock, I would imagine. But you go in and you have a very respectable career. So like
Mhm.
you're already kind of upper middle class over there, landing over there. You got a good job
Yep.
supported by the government, right? Like I don't see a downside other than of course leaving our fantastic country.
Well, of course that, but
Yeah.
no, you hit it on the head a minute ago because I flashed back about 25, 30 years, and I was just like, yeah, you're a young person with a good education and a good job, live in a fun place. Could probably get you
Hmm.
an apartment right there in downtown, have a good time. I don't see
Yeah.
anything wrong with any of that.
Yeah, and they got, Asia has a ton of good, nice beaches and scuba diving and fishing and sightseeing. It's a beautiful side of the world. It's a
It
beautiful
is.
part of the world. So
So,
I don't know.
so
I'm feeling like, do they need any administrators do they have a shortage of administrators over there?
I think I would ask this question. I mean, obviously, you have a spectacular reputation. We know that.
Oh,
So,
yeah. They really need my dental insurance skills over there in Thailand. Yeah.
they need your customer service skills, is what they need.
Oh, yeah. You know
That's
what?
what
The
they need.
customer service is going to be amazing because after dealing with the American consumer, like, because, we're kind of a little diva-ish, like, if you think
What?
about it.
Huh.
Yeah, demanding. And what do you mean you don't have it on sale? I'm suing. Like, that's pretty much like how we operate,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
So,
but I wonder though, because the one thing that America is known for is, technology and we have a lot of great toys, so that's what I would think. But after talking with you about the International Dental Show
yep,
and after going overseas myself to Singapore many moons ago for a dental show, we do have great toys, but they have a lot of good toys too, don't
absolutely.
they?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that I see in Europe that will never make their way to the US just because
Hmm.
of government regulations and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that you might go over there and kind of have your eyes bug out at the possibilities of what you could do over there as well.
But I think the other issue that you'll see a lot more, I mean, there's a lot more smoking over there. So you do have a lot of people that, if you're an aesthetic dentist, I mean, you've got your work cut out for you because not only is the smoking pretty hardcore, but a lot of what they eat is causing a lot of staining as well.
It's true.
And I think in general, in the Asian countries, like they do have a very big difference between people who can afford dentistry and people who can't.
Yeah,
So I think it's great that Thailand or Hong Kong in particular is moving to bring in more dentists because that can lead to so many other issues. I'm sure they're seeing a rise in other medical issues that could be addressed with good oral health.
so here's the question I was going to ask you. I
Yeah.
haven't prepped you for this one, so get ready.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So take the knowledge that Teresa Duncan has now, but go back, let's say, 30 years. When you were an infant, of course. But
Hmm.
where would you have transferred if they said, "Hey, you can move here and do your job, or you can move here and make a really good living"? Where would that have been
Wow.
anywhere in the world?
Knowing what I know now.
Knowing what you know now. That's the trick. It's that
Yeah.
Peggy Sue
So
got married thing.
you know what? I love a good low cost of living. I hate taxes. So
Yeah.
I got to find some place that doesn't have any of that. So I don't know where I'm going to go, but because everything's taxes. But, I feel the older I get, I do feel a stronger pull to go back to the motherland and explore a
Get
little
that.
bit more. But, Vietnam is a communist country, and that is where I come from. So that's not really on the table. But I will say, as you do, I have an affinity for Italy.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
I think, and if we go back to the times before Norman, my husband, who I adore,
Nothing
so
against you, Norman. Yes.
Pre Norman, I would say Italy 1000% because those
Okay.
Italian men do
Yeah.
it for me, right? So I know, Kevin, you love when I talk about my love of Italian men. So as do all the male friends in my life. Here she
Exactly.
goes again.
Oh boy.
So I would say Italy. Post Norman, I think one of the islands or something, somewhere with the beach, because that
Yeah.
is his happy place. And I think
Okay.
I can be happy in low cost of living, sun and beach, and he can definitely be happy if he can scuba dive. So, and then somewhere my child fits in there. I don't know where he fits,
Yeah,
but somewhere. What about
But
you, K Dog?
it's weird. Probably my pre Dana and Dana would be the same place. It would probably be Italy, honestly. Pop me down in
Yeah,
Tuscany, and
you
I'm
think
going to be.
so?
I think so. Either in Cinque Terre or Tuscany. Pop me down there. I'm probably going to be pretty happy. Let's be perfectly honest. So, but Vietnam is on my visit list. And I think you and I have
Yeah,
talked.
I want to get back there before I get to the point where I'm too like old to enjoy it. Like as far as like, because right now I don't mind. walking around and seeing things. But, when I hit 75, I'm going to be like, I'm not walking anywhere. Like, what is that called? The rickshaw. Give me a rickshaw. Bring over that rickshaw and let me ride around town. That would be amazing, actually.
It would
Do they
be
have
nice.
rickshaw tours? I just climb on and just do that.
You know what? Why not? I don't see a problem.
Yeah, let's do. Maybe that's what I do. I move over there and open rickshaw tours.
Middle office
But
administrator, rickshaw tour guide, or a rickshaw tour
yeah,
administrator as well.
I don't know. Would you even stay in dentistry?
Yeah, I
See,
think so.
that's something. You would?
Yeah, and here's the only reason I say this because while I was at Greater New York, I met with a colleague of mine who runs an Italian dental magazine. And she and I caught up
Really?
about IDS and everything else that's going to happen in Cologne in March. And yeah, and so she knows my love of Italy. So maybe I'd be an assistant
Okay.
editor. Maybe I could be a groveling under her at some point. Maybe.
I think you do love Italy. You and Dana, that's your happy place. So I could
It
see
is,
that
honestly.
that being
Yeah.
something. But they don't have as much
Yeah.
baseball in Italy. That's a
They don't.
problem.
That's a problem. That is a problem. Maybe I get used to bocce or
Yep.
something. I don't know. But yeah.
Mm,
But
I don't know.
yeah,
Bocce doesn't bring the crowds like
it just doesn't. Let's be
I don't.
honest.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Okay, so let's go back to. I know we're all over the place.
Yeah, we are.
Let's talk about the Hong Kong dentist. So one thing that before we move on to the next story, like, is there going to be a time because we're going to
Mhm.
have a shortage of? We already are seeing a shortage of hygienists. We're starting to see a shortage of dentists in America. Like, are we going to be like that in the future? Like, wow, we can't find anybody. And if that's the case, where the heck are we pulling from? Where's Thailand pulling from?
Right.
Where are they pulling
I,
from?
well,
So
and
where's all the
And I
dentists?
know, well, and this is a question that I know is already being asked in Great Britain at the same time. I read a story recently that they were looking to nullify, some of the immigrant dentists that had come in. Could they work as dentists to get some of their NHS, their, system over there? Because it's a 2 or 3 year
Yeah.
backlog. They're hurting a lot more over in Great Britain than we are here in the US whenever it comes to that. But I know they're talking about could this be an opportunity for us to eliminate some of that backlog. I think there will come a point where it may be loosened a little bit here, but I think it's going to take a lot more stress on the system, shall we say, for it to actually happen. My 2 cents, at least.
Yeah, I don't think our system, I feel like it's stressed, but from the outside to have some change, I don't think we're stressed enough. So
Yeah,
there's still a ton of patients and there's still dentists who, if you're able, yeah, it's a whole thing. I do think the hygiene is a big issue. And I just putting in a plug, I know our chew on this webinar that we're going to have. And if you're listening to this before the webinar, time to register. If not, the recording will be there. But the hygiene shortage, it needs to be addressed and it needs to be addressed fast. So I know we're going to talk about a couple different options that we're hearing. That to us and to me, that's our emergency
I
right
agree.
now.
I
So,
agree with that.
yeah. So let me just ask you, Kevin. So, say you go over to Thailand,
Okay.
and okay, let's do another thing. Say you are working for an office. Let's just say Thailand for the time
Okay.
being.
Good for me.
And then there's a new dentist that comes in, and you're like, I don't really like this dentist, so I don't want to give them a holiday present, right?
Yeah.
So because it's the holiday times and you're supposed to like gift, and maybe you do a white elephant gift, and that's when just contribute $10 or something, like, or maybe it's a $20 cap and you just basically give like fun gifts to each other. But what happens if you don't want to actually give a gift to this person? Kevin, have you ever been in that situation where you're expected to contribute but we really don't even like the person?
Yeah, I have been actually, and I grumbled
Ooh.
about it the whole time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't
but
I
you
didn't
ended up giving.
I did because that's my personality. Is I'm just like, fine, but then I'll grumble about it for 5 days. But yeah, I did, but it was definitely not something I wanted to do, and yet everybody else is doing it. So the peer pressure got to me. I'll be honest.
Well, so let me give you the example. So let's move from Hong Kong. We're going to get into our airplane, blimp, Zeppelin. I don't know,
Oh,
whatever.
Zeppelin.
I don't know. Something that's going to get us across over to, it looks like this happened in the UK. And so I believe it was the UK. I think, why I think it's the UK? Because they're calling her a dental nurse instead of a dental assistant or something. And that
Yeah.
happens over in Europe. I don't know why they call themselves nurses over there. Okay, so one dental nurse she posted on Reddit is not happy because now she works in an office of about 20 some people, or about 10 people. And what's going on here is that she's part-time. So that's even something to consider. So part-time, about 10 to 15 employees, mostly full-time, some part-time. they want to give their boss a gift that costs $1,000. So they did the math, and every employee should contribute $70, regardless of whether or not you're full time or part time.
No.
So she is saying, I should not do that. I don't think it's right to even just demand it. So basically, what ended up happening is that there was no like discussion, she said, about like how much it's going to be. It's not like they came to them and said, okay, I contribute this, I contribute that, and then took a look at the total and was like, okay, we can pay this amount for a gift. So they basically said, no, we did the math and this is what we're going to get. And you owe us $70. And basically it was not a thought, like a request. It was like, this is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So she goes on and she's asking, questions like, should I do this? She's very upset about it. And so the overwhelming majority on, of course, Reddit does a lot of hive mind stuff. One person says it, next person says it, and then that's the only voice in the thread, right?
Yep.
But I kind of agree with what they're saying. The sentiment was gift giving should not go upwards, which I don't know about that, but the dollar amount that's expected is not right. This is somebody, and somebody pointed out, this is somebody who probably has associates. She said that they've got multi-locations. He makes a decent amount of money. So why are they giving him such a good gift? That kind of thing. So I understand. Remember, I had a fantastic boss, and I actually did give him Christmas presents. Not $1,000 worth, I will say. But did some of them cost more than $50 and $70? Yeah, but not when I was starting out and not when I was part-time. Right. So
and
I get that.
You were forced to either.
And not forced to. That was mine. I never said to the people around me, give me $70. So what do you think about this? And yeah, you're right. What if you had been forced to ask to give that money?
I think that's one of the biggest problems. My personality is that if you tell me you have to do this, I automatically dig my heels in a little bit and go, do I? And so maybe a silly child of me, I don't know. But, yeah, again, I did it once. I didn't enjoy it. I grumbled about it. And probably because, number one, I'm a big believer that if I want to give somebody a gift, it's because it's out of my heart. And it's because I want to, not because I have to.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Exactly. I feel with you on that. Like if somebody says, you must do this, I'm another only child here.
Yeah.
My inner voice is like, I do what I want, exactly. And then I have to calm down and be like, well, is this unreasonable? In this case, I think it's unreasonable. She, at the end of the conversation, said, I'm going to refuse. I'm just going to tell them we can't do it. So then the question in my mind, and it wasn't brought up in the article, but what does this mean the day after? Okay, so because I can imagine, so I'm going to guess that the person who said, you owe me $70 regardless, probably not thinking of the consequences. Okay, so this kind of person I could see would go and in the gift giving say, this is from all of us except for her. Can you imagine?
For some people, I actually can. Yes.
I definitely could see that happening. Or I could see the gift coming from everybody, and then she pulls the doctor aside and says, she didn't give anything, just so you know, right. The kind of stir that they have in there. Yep. So what does this mean for this poor part-timer that is like, it's unreasonable. I agree with her. And now she's going to have to deal with the stink eye from head collector or whoever it is.
Yeah. If I'm a part-timer there, I'm already looking for another job. Because honestly, there's no win in this scenario at all. Either you have to give money you don't want to, or as you said, the stink eye is very apparent. So yeah, I'm moving on to the next place already. Just saying.
But then the curmudgeon in me, the grumpy person in me, now I'm going to dig my heels in. Their other alternative is to say, I'm not giving, count me out of all the future ones, and then just continue to work there, endure the stink eye, because who cares, and just be known as the person that doesn't contribute. What about that?
Wow, that's a tough one. I don't like that. I mean, now that's just me. I don't, with my personality type, I like being the, kumbaya, bring everybody together guy, not being the he's cheap guy. So
yeah, you know what, people, this is a key difference between Kevin and I. This is a huge difference. This is where you and I complement each other because we're so opposite. Because you definitely, this would make you very uncomfortable because you wouldn't want people upset with you.
Yep.
And I would just be like, I dare you to ask me for more money. I double dog dare you to ask me for more money. Is she dying? That's when I'm giving you money like that.
Now, see,
Okay,
here's what I
that's
can see
terrible.
you doing, just knowing the love I have for you in my heart. I could see you not contributing, but then getting him something, and saying, now this is from me.
You read my mind. That's exactly what I would do. I would be like, oh, I didn't really like what they wanted to give you. Here's my gift.
Nice. It didn't seem to match who I know you are. So here,
I would say that because if you're going to be that petty, the collector, I would be just like, this is, you know what? Your personality, as soon as I saw this, I knew this was for you.
That's
Not
so
this
awesome.
crazily engraved hunk of whatever you just got from these girls, right? I want to know what they were going to give him because they didn't say that.
I was wondering.
I want to know what $1,000. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
what
is
the heck?
This? Yeah.
I don't think I've ever given someone that I wasn't married to or I came from them $1,000 gift.
Yeah, that's a great
Have
question.
you ever given a gift that huge?
No, not outside of very tight family. No, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think I like anyone to give a gift that much. Oh my gosh.
Wow, I'm really trying. No, I mean, even like retirement gifts, everything else. I mean, no.
You know what? I want to take that back. You know what? We celebrated my old boss being in business for 25 years, and I did throw him a party at the local brewery.
Oh.
But I think that was like $900 or something. Maybe it was $1,000.
No, this is weird, but even
but
then,
it was a tax write-off.
Yeah,
it was an experience. Yeah, it was an experience,
like
and then it was but $1,000. I gotta really like you for that. And Kevin, you and I have been friends a long time. I don't see you getting me $1,000 worth. I don't see me getting you $1,000 worth.
I love you enough to not get you $1,000 gift.
That's the way to go.
Yeah,
that's what this girl should say. I appreciate you as a boss so much. I think it would demean our relationship for me to gift you something. Yes. I don't know how it would fly, but
that's what I'm going to do from now on. Help you write that right there. Help me write.
How do I tell my boss to F off?
But I can be very petty toward others as well. Yes.
That's hilarious. All right. So somewhere along the way from Hong Kong to save money, we went super cheap on the way over to the UK or wherever this girl is. So
we got to save money for all this travel. I mean, this ain't coming cheap. Come on. Seriously.
Right? This Zeppelin, you got to gas it up, right? So I don't even know if it's gas or I don't even know what powers a Zeppelin. Goodness. So I don't. Do they even still have Zeppelins?
I'm there. I'm just telling you.
I don't even know if there are Zeppelins. People are like, "What the heck's a Zeppelin?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's hot air balloons. Those don't count as Zeppelins.
Because I think the problem with the Zeppelin is that one that caught on fire.
Yeah, the Hindenburg.
And they never.
That was a little PR issue the rest of the time. You're right. But you've seen
all right, people.
Well, real quick, you've seen those stories though that the Empire State Building was built so the Zeppelins could attach to it. I mean, it was a Zeppelin landing station.
I didn't know that.
Truth. Absolutely.
Get out. Really?
It was. And then the Hindenburg.
Like, how do they attach to it? Like, they throw a rope out and hook on one of the things?
Something like right by the old needle. It went and just came right in there. I'm dead serious.
Look at that.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. Maybe for the next episode, we'll have a Zeppelin update. Very exciting.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's interesting. I wonder if my dad knows that.
You need to throw that out.
My dad knows all the crazy trivia, so if I know something he doesn't, it's going to drive me crazy. So I got to go ask him. By the way, did you miss our December chew on this webinar? It was a good one. Don't worry. You can still catch the replay and get ahead of the curve with all the industry trends that we shared. 2025 is going to be amazing. Click the link in the show notes to watch the full replay now. Don't miss out. Okay, dog, we are out of here. We will see y'all on the flip side. Thanks for listening.
And that's a wrap for this episode of Chew on This. We hope you laughed and learned a little.
Check out the show notes for any links we mentioned, and don't forget to give us a rating on your podcast app. Feel free to drop us a comment on social media or by email if you have any suggestions for future topics.
We'll be back in about 2 weeks. See you then.